This conference will now be recorded.
Usually I have to make a list.
How's kids? How's I'm sorry, Dad's knee? I could. They're not doing that.
Yeah, what is, April 1st? April 1st. You still got a little time there. Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, really?
We're down and you bring it down to, yeah.
He don't make it for you.
Oh. What do you do? I mean, even the geography of it, you've got to go, we need to get it in place.
Call this February 16th, City Council to order. We'll begin with prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance. Chaplain Matthew.
Would you stand as able and join me in our invocation? Dear Lord and Father of all, we come to you this evening to ask your guidance as the mayor, administrators, staff, and members of the Sedalia City Council meet to discuss important matters that affect our community and all of its citizens. We are grateful for their dedication to serve. We ask your protection for all of our first responders, police, fire, sheriff, EMTs, hospital staff, all who tirelessly work to serve and protect us, often at the peril of their own lives. We are grateful for the United States of America, our constitutional republic, for which so many have fought and died to create and preserve for this 246 years. We ask your protection for all of the military and civilians working today to serve our country here and throughout the world, protecting our way of life from threats from without and, more sadly, threats from within. We have a special memorial, I think, for those who are killed today in Turkey in that dreadful earthquake, and to be with the families and the survivors and hope they will find more. And now as we leave tonight, please protect us and our loved ones. Keep us from harm until we meet again. And all this is prayed in the name of our risen Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Roll call, please.
Robinson? Yes.
Oldham is absent. Marshall?
Here.
Bogus?
Here.
Hiller? Here. Cross? Yeah. Foster?
Here.
Bliss? Here.
Okay, we have one service award tonight. That's for Shauna Yeager. And I want to say thank you for your 5 years of service to the Parks and Rec Department.
Oh, that's good.
Maybe working as an arborist, Next item will be approval of the previous session's minutes. Up first, we have the council meeting minutes dated January 17th, 2023.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. Up next, we have the special council meeting minutes dated January 26th, 2023.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We have the meeting minutes from the public hearing dated January 30th, 2023.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. Up next, we have we have a special board and commission committee. We have acceptance of the meeting minutes for the Planning and Zoning Commission dated January 4th, 2023.
Motion to approve?
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. Now we have the roll call of the standing committees. First, we have Public Works. Chairman Oldham is absent, so we will have Vice Chairman Tina Bogus go ahead and take the floor.
Your Honor, the Public Works Committee has 9 items tonight. Hold on. Number one, the process of gaining public input and comments regarding the naming or renaming of the street that goes through Liberty Park between the pool, tennis courts, and ball diamond is now complete with no negative comments received. Council can now consider an ordinance to name this street Liberty Stadium Drive. Staff recommends approval.
Do you have any council discussion regarding this ordinance on the floor? Having heard none, call for the reading of the ordinance.
Bill number 2023-10, an ordinance by the City Council of the City of Sedalia authorizing the naming of an unnamed street within the grounds of Liberty Park to Liberty Stadium Drive.
Second reading.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you.
Bill number 2023-10, an ordinance by the City Council of the City of Sedalia authorizing the naming of an unnamed street within the grounds of Liberty Park to Liberty Stadium Drive.
Motion approved.
Final pass.
Final passage.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Oldham is absent. Marshall?
Yes.
Bogus?
Yes.
Hiller? Yes. Cross?
Yes.
Foster?
Yes.
Bliss?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Item number 2 is concerning the TEAP grant. As authorized in a previous council meeting, staff applied for a Traffic Engineering Assistance Program, TEAP, grant through the Missouri Department of Transportation to develop a plan to improve the safety and flow of the traffic along Engineer between city limits and to 7th Street. As the title implies, these grants are intended to provide engineering assistance for projects just like this. We were notified that we were awarded the grant, and MoDOT has forwarded a grant agreement outlining specific requirements on the use of the funds. Staff has reviewed the agreement and recommends approval. Also, since this grant was not anticipated in the original budget, staff recommends approval of a budget amendment to add the grant revenues and formally appropriate the expenditure. The total project will be $20,000, with $12,000 of that total being offset by the grant. Further, staff recommends adding this project to the scope of work to our contract with our on-call engineering firm.
All right, we have one resolution and 3 ordinances in relation to this matter. Is there any council discussion regarding it? Having heard none, call for the reading of the resolution.
Resolution 2011, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Sedalia, Missouri, stating facts and reasons for the necessity to amend and increase the city's annual budget for fiscal year 2023.
Motion to approve?
All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? I'll call for the reading of the first ordinance. Sorry about that.
Bill number 2023-11, an ordinance amending the budget for the fiscal year 2022-2023 regarding Public Works TEAP Grant Award.
Second reading.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Thank you.
Bill number 2023-11, an ordinance amending the budget for the fiscal year 2022-2023 regarding Public Works TEAP Grant Award.
Final passage.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Marshall?
Yes.
Bogus?
Yes.
Tiller? Yes. Cross?
Yes.
Foster?
Yes.
Bliss?
Yes.
Robinson? Yes. And Oldham is absent.
Call for the reading of the second ordinance.
Bill number 2023-12, an ordinance authorizing a traffic engineering assistance program agreement for an operational analysis of Engineer Avenue from North City limits, Riney Road to East 7th Street.
Second reading.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed?
Bill number 2023-12, an ordinance authorizing a traffic engineering assistance program agreement for an operational analysis of Engineer Avenue from North City limits, Riney Road to East 7th Street.
Final passage.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Bogus?
Yes.
Hiller? Yes. Cross?
Yes.
Foster?
Yes.
Bliss?
Yes.
Robinson? Yes. Oldham is absent, and Marshall?
Yes. Call for the reading of the third and final ordinance in relation to it.
number 2023-13, an ordinance authorizing an agreement for professional engineering services for analysis of Engineer Avenue from the north city limits, Ronnie Road to East 7th Street.
Second reading.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Thank you.
Bill number 2023-13, an ordinance authorizing an agreement for professional engineering services for analysis of Engineer Avenue from the north city limits, Ronnie Road to East 7th Street.
Final passage.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Hiller. Yes. Cross.
Yes.
Foster.
Yes.
Bliss.
Yes.
Robinson.
Yes.
Oldham is absent. Marshall.
Yes.
And Bogus.
Yes. Our third item tonight is an agreement with the tree re-inventory. For the past several years, the city has been successful in obtaining a tree resource improvement and maintenance, TRIM, grant through the Missouri Department of Conservation. This year, the city was again awarded a $10,000 grant under this program to update the inventory of the trees in the right-of-ways and parks, along with some of the costs to plant new trees. Pursuant to this project, staff solicited bids for the arborist work of reviewing the health of these trees. 2 bids were received and reviewed. Staff recommends award to the lower bidder, Arbor Pro, at $5,550.
Any council discussion regarding the ordinance? Having heard none, call for the reading of the ordinance.
Bill number 2023-14, an ordinance authorizing an agreement for a tree re-inventory of approximately 1,500 city park and right-of-way trees.
Second reading.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed?
Bill number 2023-14, an ordinance authorizing an agreement for a tree re-inventory of approximately 1,500 city park and right-of-way trees.
Final passage?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Cross.
Yes.
Foster.
Yes.
Bliss.
Yes.
Robinson.
Yes.
Oldham is absent. Marshall.
Yes.
Bogus.
Yes.
Hiller. Yes.
Item number 4 is a budget amendment concerning 3 pumps at our southeast wastewater treatment plant. In mid-January, the power was disrupted to the southwest wastewater treatment plant, resulting in damage to 3 pumps. These pumps were determined to not be repairable, and the cost to replace them would be under the insurance deductible. Due to the essential nature of these pumps to effective operation of the sewer plant, Mayor Dawson declared replacement pumps an emergency purchase in accordance with powers vested in him under the procurement policy. The repair vendor also recommended a phase protector that would help prevent reoccurrence of this type of damage. Staff recommends ratifying the approval of the emergency purchase of the pump and phase protector for a total amount of $25,996.87, along with a budget amendment to appropriate the funds.
Okay, we have a resolution ordinance on the floor. Any, council discussion regarding
I have
that?
a question. Why was what caused the power to go away?
Director Autry?
Well, when this happens sometimes, are they responsible for that, the electric company?
Have we ever looked into that?
No, that's something we can look into. That'd be-
I mean, if I lose power in my house, I know it's not apples to apples, but if I lose power in my house, and I can trace it back that it was their transformer that surged into my house and blew up all my computer and televisions, my deductible, my insurance will be reimbursed to me by the power company. So I'm just, it sounds to me the pumps were maybe old, but if it was their fault, if it was God's fault, that's God's fault. We gotta take the hit. But if it's something that could have been avoided on their end, I I think we need to look into it.
Okay. Yeah, we can look into that and seek reimbursement if that's available. Any other council discussion regarding the matter? Having heard none, call for the reading of the resolution.
Resolution 2012, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Sedalia, Missouri, stating facts and reasons for the necessity to amend and increase the city's annual budget for fiscal year 2023. Motion to accept.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Thank you. Call for the reading of the ordinance.
Bill number 2023-15, an ordinance amending the budget for the fiscal year 2022-2023 regarding public works pump purchase for Southeast wastewater treatment plant.
Second reading?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Thank you.
Bill number 2023-15, an ordinance amending the budget for the fiscal year 2022-2023 regarding public works pump purchase for Southeast wastewater treatment plant. Final passage. Second.
Roll call, please.
Foster.
Yes.
Bliss. Yes. Robinson. Oldham is absent. Marshall.
Yes.
Bogus.
Yes.
Hiller. Yes. Cross.
Yes.
Item number 5 is a budget amendment, removal of public trees. Due to oak wilt and other issues, the amount anticipated in the budget appropriations are not sufficient to remove all of the disease and storm damaged trees this year. Therefore, staff recommends approval of a budget amendment to increase the budget appropriated for this line item in the budget.
Any council discussion regarding the resolution and ordinance? Having heard none, call for the reading of the resolution.
Resolution 2013, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Sedalia, Missouri, stating facts and reasons for the necessity to amend and increase the city's annual budget for fiscal year 2023.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Thank you. Call for the reading of the ordinance.
Bill number 2023-16, an ordinance amending the budget for the fiscal year 2022-2023 regarding public works tree removal. Second reading.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Thank you.
Bill number 2023-16, an ordinance amending the budget for the fiscal year 2022-2023 regarding public works tree removal.
Final passage? Second.
Roll call, please.
Bliss. Yes. Robinson.
Yes.
Oldham is absent. Marshall. Yes. Bogus.
Yes.
Hiller. Yes. Cross.
Yes.
Foster.
Yes.
Item number 6 tonight is the change order number 4 final for Central Regional and Pelham Drive Lift Station. The Central Regional and Pelham Drive Lift Station projects are completed. As is customary in these types of construction contracts, estimates or allowances are made for parts of the project that cannot be exactly determined at the time of bidding. A change order is then prepared to bring these items, these estimates, to the actual amounts encountered during the construction. Staff recommends approval of the final change order as presented to reduce the total contract by $440 to $2,615,748.45.
Any council discussion regarding the ordinance? Having heard none, call for the reading of the ordinance.
Bill number 2023-17, an ordinance authorizing change order number 4 final for the Central Regional and Pelham Drive Lift Station. Second reading.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed?
Bill number 2023-17, an ordinance authorizing change order number 4 final for the Central Regional and Pelham Drive Lift Station. Final passage. Second.
Roll call, please.
Robinson. Yes. Oldham is absent. Marshall. Yes. Bogus.
Yes.
Hiller. Yes. Cross. Yes. Foster.
Yes.
Bliss. Yes.
Item number 7 is an agreement with engineering services for 2 small sewer projects. At a meeting in January, council approved contracts for engineering sewer projects with engineering services, surveys and services, and Broadfoot Engineering. These base contracts allow for adding specific scopes of work as they come up throughout the year and assigning them to one of these firms based on the circumstances of who is best suited for that particular project. Staff proposes to add 2 such projects to the scope of work with engineering surveys and services to extend the sewer main to Wireco World Group and another sewer main from Lamine to Main Street.
Any council discussion regarding the ordinance? Having heard none, call for the reading of the ordinance.
Bill number 2023-18, an ordinance authorizing an agreement for engineering services on small sanitary sewer extension and replacement projects.
Second reading?
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed?
Bill number 2023-18, an ordinance authorizing an agreement for engineering services on small sanitary sewer extension and replacement projects.
Final passage? Second.
Roll call, please.
Oldham is absent. Marshall?
Yes.
Bogus?
Yes.
Hiller?
Yes.
Cross?
Yes.
Foster?
Yes.
Bliss?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Item number 8 is a change order number 1 for Locust Lane water main replacement. The Locust Lane water main replacement project is now complete. As is customary in these types of construction contracts, estimates of allowances are made for part of the project that cannot be exactly determined at the time of bidding. A change order is then prepared to bring these estimates to the actual amount encountered during construction. Staff recommends approval of the final change order as presented to reduce the total contract by $5,100 to $139,715.
Any council discussion regarding the ordinance? Having heard none, call for the reading of the ordinance.
Bill number 2023-19, an ordinance authorizing change order number 1 final for Locust Lane water main replacement.
Second reading?
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed?
Bill number 2023-19, an ordinance authorizing change order number 1 final for Locust Lane water main replacement.
Final passage?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Marshall?
Yes.
Bogus?
Yes.
Hiller?
Yes.
Cross?
Yes.
Foster?
Yes.
Bliss?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
And Oldham's absent.
Our final item tonight, number 9, is the agreement with Mid-Missouri Operations. The city's sewer utility has for the past several years contracted with Alliance Water Resources to provide management and oversight services by appropriately licensed personnel to ensure compliance with the regulations for such utilities. Alliance indicated that they did not want to continue this contract at renewal time unless we changed the scope of the agreement to shift more personnel away from the city's employment to their employment. Staff issued a request for proposal on the current scope of services and received 1 proposal from Midmo Operations LLC. Staff has reviewed their proposal to include their references and recommends award of the contract at an annual cost of $249,996.
Honorable Council, we do have representatives here from, Midmo Operations. If you have any questions for them, they're here to answer. Or any further discussion regarding the ordinance? Having heard none, I'll call for the reading of the ordinance.
Bill number 2023-20, an ordinance authorizing a professional services agreement for operational oversight, maintenance, and management of wastewater facilities.
Second reading?
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Thank you.
Bill number 2023-20, an ordinance authorizing a professional services agreement for operational oversight, maintenance, and management of wastewater facilities.
Final passage?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Bogus?
Yes.
Hiller?
Yes.
Cross?
Yes.
Foster?
Yes.
Bliss?
Yes.
Robinson? Robinson.
Yes.
Oldham is absent, and Marshall. Yes.
Thank you, Vice Chairwoman, Boggs. Up next, we have Community Development. Chairwoman Foster, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This evening, we have two items. Our first item is set a date for a dedicated work session for transitional services ordinance. With the excessive amount of work that has been done to gather public input, advice from a cross-section of professionals and stakeholders on the Transitional Services Special Committee and the Planning and Zoning Commission, these issues have come to us for our deliberation and consideration. This warrants a dedicated work session for council to absorb the full benefit of all these inputs and to facilitate focused attention to your deliberations and careful consideration. Community Development Committee would like to recommend that we set the date for March 15th to have this work session.
Any council discussion regarding the recommendation coming from Community Development?
That still gets us the second council meeting in March. That's before the second council meeting. I got it.
Okay.
Any further council discussion? I'll entertain a motion to set that date.
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Thank you. That will be March 15th. Okay, next item.
Second item that we have for this evening is to discuss the administrative search warrant. Devin, would you like to come up and talk about that a little bit? If you would like to, sure.
So currently, our search warrant ordinance that you passed within the last year or so spells out that you have to be denied access if you request, before you are allowed to request a search warrant. Lauber has indicated to us that state statute does not require that, but you do not have to be denied access. So this will improve us being able to tow property or vehicles off of private property and move forward with the administrative search warrant in a more timely manner.
Any council discussion regarding this? Any questions for Doug? Having heard none, call for reading the ordinance.
Thanks, Devin.
Bill number 2023-21, an ordinance to change the requirements for an administrative search warrant. Second reading?
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Thank you.
Bill number 2023-21, an ordinance to change the requirements for an administrative search warrant.
Final passage?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Hiller?
Yeah.
Cross?
Yes.
Foster?
Yes.
Bliss?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Oldham is absent. Marshall?
Yes.
Saugus?
Yes.
Thank you, Chairwoman Foster.
Thank you.
Next, we have, Public Safety. Chairman Robinson, you have the floor.
There's one item, as presented in the police department's strategic plan and approved in the current budget, JAG funds were dedicated to replacing 2-car radios with all band models capable of communicating directly with other agencies. The radios are available through a cooperative purchasing arrangement that meets our procurement policy at a price of $12,319.66. Staff recommends approval. Would you like to say anything about that?
We applied and received the JAG grant, which is just business grant. Get that every year, typically based upon our productivity. And that pays for 2/3 of the first, the other third pays for last year. And Councilman Robinson said it, but it is.
Any council discussion regarding the ordinance? Having heard none, call for reading the ordinance.
Bill number 2023-22, an ordinance approving and accepting a quote for dual band radios for the Sedalia Police Department.
Second reading?
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Thank you.
Bill number 2023-22, an ordinance approving and accepting a quote for dual band radios for the Sedalia Police Department.
Final passage.
Second. Roll call, please.
Cross?
Yes.
Foster?
Yes.
Bliss? Yes. Robinson? Yes. Oldham is absent. Marshall?
Yes.
Saugus?
Yes.
Hiller?
Yes.
Thank you, Chairman Robinson. And next, we we have Finance Administration. Chairman Marshall, you have the floor.
There are two items on my report tonight. First is a resolution and ordinance for budget amendment. The Chamber of Commerce, with the assistance of the Convention and Visitors Bureau, has organized a balloon and kite festival. We hope that this becomes an annual event that will provide community entertainment as well as bringing in commerce from surrounding areas. To keep this event free to the public, the Chamber and CVB are obtaining sponsorships. It is proposed that the city participate by providing a sponsorship of $2,500.
We have a resolution and ordinance in relation to this matter. Any council discussion regarding? Having heard none, call for the reading of the resolution.
Resolution 2014, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Sedalia, Missouri, stating facts and reasons for the necessity to amend and increase the city's annual budget for fiscal year 2023.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Thank you. Call for the reading of the resolution and ordinance.
Bill number 2023-23, an ordinance amending the budget for the fiscal year 2022-2023 regarding Chamber of Commerce Balloon and Kite Festival sponsorship. Second reading.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed?
Bill number 2023-23, an ordinance amending the budget for the fiscal year 2022-2023 regarding Chamber of Commerce Balloon and Kite Festival sponsorship.
Final passage?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Foster,
Yes.
Bliss,
Yes.
Robinson,
Yes.
Oldham is absent, Marshall,
Yes.
Bogus,
Yes.
Hiller,
Yes.
Cross.
Yes. Okay, up next we have another business liquor license.
No, we missed one.
I'm sorry. Got one more about that. Jump ahead.
The MML Legislative Conference overlaps with the next council meeting. We propose to move the council meeting from February 21st to February 22nd. This will allow council members the opportunity to meet with our state legislators. Need a motion and a second to approve.
So moved.
Second?
All right, thank you, council. Sorry about that. I'm still a little disconnected tonight. I'm a little under the weather. All right. What's that? Voice vote? Yes, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Thank you. All right, thank you, Chairman Marshall. Another business, we have the liquor licenses. Call for the reading of the liquor licenses.
We have one new and four renewals tonight. New license, Liz Van Leer doing business at Sacred Heart Foundation for their annual fund drive trivia night on February 18, 2023, for a picnic license. And then renewals for Kathy Getz doing business as Break Time number 3079 at 2801 West Broadway for packaged liquor. Melody Say doing business as Tiger Eagle Stop at 3415 East Broadway for packaged liquor and Sunday sales. Peyton Burton doing business as Bandana's Barbecue at 2909 West Broadway for beer and wine and Sunday sales. And Erica Eisenmenger doing business as Ivory Grill LLC at 317 South Ohio for Sunday sales.
Motion to approve en bloc?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Thank you. Now we have miscellaneous items from Mayor, City Council, and City Administrator. During our public hearing, some questions and concerns were raised regarding our legal expenses. So what I did is I had, staff go ahead and prepare a report on those expenses for us, comparing that of our current expenses with Lawver with those of our, historical expenses when we had in-house accounts. So, Administrator Shaw, you have the floor to share the results of that report.
Okay. Yeah, what I did is I went back, our in-house legal, retired in the first part of 2021. So I went back to the 2 years prior to that, and each year we've always had to employ outside counsel to augment what the in-house counsel was doing, really for two reasons. One is, in all fairness, there just was too much to do for one person. So we, there wasn't enough time to get everything done that needed to be done. Plus, employing outside counsel for specific items or areas of expertise that were needed in addition. For example, sometimes we had personnel matters that was outside of our in-house counsel area of expertise, as well as, you know, economic development and those kinds of things, because the areas of the law were so varied. So we had always, even when we had inside counsel, had employed outside counsel. And so, when I look back at that and add the cost of the labor, the payroll and payroll expenses, and then added in the outside counsel for the 2 years prior to her retiring, and then looked at the 2 years since then, our total legal expense has gone down 11%. And when I say legal expense, that includes prosecution, which the prosecution is probably well over half of the total cost. So, so when you look at that, and then also I looked at, I didn't really have a good measure quickly of the level of activity, but when I looked at the prosecution, I knew that has gone up quite a bit. Just intrinsically, I know that our hours spent in court has gone up tremendously, and so I just looked at a way to measure that, and it looks like just by one measure, it's gone up about 21%. So in the same time period that our activity increased 21%, our expenses actually went down 11%. So, be happy to entertain any questions, comments, concerns. Again, some of the comments that I heard back as a result of that January 30th was that there was some misconception that was the total amount that we spent just on transitional services, and that is way off. That's the total amount of legal expenses spent, including prosecution.
You took the words right out of my mouth. You know, and I think that was a little bit confusing when people heard that. We need to really make sure that people understand that amount was the total amount that we spent for the entire year since we've been working on that particular project, but not at all associated with the expense for that particular project. I found that kind of disingenuous and a little bit misleading.
I might want to add, Kelvin, just my conversations with people. From what I understand, when we had an in-house lawyer, okay, we were also sometimes on things that need to be settled then, they were 2-3 months behind. And so now everything is as we need it, as it needs to be done. So, you know, sometimes you got to catch up. So,
that is an excellent point. You know, when you have a firm with multiple lawyers, I lost track. I mean, 11 attorneys. You know, it is kind of features and family. You know, it seems like a lot of things pile up at the same time. And, you know, in fairness to the in-house counsel, you know, I mean, there's only so many hours in the day. Whereas when you have a firm that is supporting you, they are better able to spread the workload and be more responsive in a timely manner. And part of that too is law and municipal law only does city law, municipal law. And so they have people that, you know, when they look up something or do research on something, for example, some things that are going to planning and zoning this week is a statute that was issued just by the state legislature issued a statute. They looked it up for all of the cities that they did, proposed an ordinance. So, you know, they didn't have to do that same research and charge us for all of their research. They did it for all of them and then just charged us for doing the work. So
I just want to.
There's a lot of efficiency.
I just want to go on record too for all you people out there. I'm kind of new at this, and I learned in the short time that I've been here that there's a big difference between municipal law in law, okay, like divorce lawyers and stuff like that. There's a lot to know, and, I feel very comfortable with the law firm that we have now because, as they said, they have 11 people, and all they do is municipal law. And the other thing I learned, I had no idea about that the state regulates a lot of stuff that we have to do. Laws that we have, ordinances that we have to adhere to, that the state has a thumbprint on it. So, you know, it's a building deal, and, you know, I admire everybody that's doing their job. So.
Any other discussion? Any other items that the council would like to bring forward? Having heard that, we'll go ahead and open it up to the gallery. This portion of our meeting is good welfare portion, so anybody who has anything they'd like to address council on, you step to the microphone, you have 3 minutes, take a minute, go ahead.
Well, from the time you get up. No, she knows our kids.
On, Renee Vance, 19813 Tangle Nook Road, Sedalia, Missouri. On January 31st, I attended the silver-haired legislative session in Jefferson City as the Pettis County representative. The 5 issues that the current brain fart or senior moment. The silver-haired legislator has 5 items that they are pressing to test. No income tax on seniors for their Social Security income, real estate tax relief for the seniors, that's absentee and early voting for seniors, increased Medicaid asset level, implementing dementia-specific training in licensed long-term facilities. These 5 items are very dear to us, and luckily we have got co-sponsors in both House and Senate for all 5 of the items. They are leased in their committees, as well as we've got a couple of them that have got bills. Due to the ice storm that affected some parts of Missouri, we had few openings, say the least, and so I not only got to speak to Representative Pollitt and Sandy Crawford, Senator Crawford, I also got to speak to a couple of other representatives and senators as well about those items, and got a lot of very positive feedback because, as we all know, our population is rapidly aging out. I did speak to Senator Reich and Representative Gregory, Representative Quaid, and Representative Weber. Advocating for seniors is a full-service menu. I mean, you know that I talk about delivering meals. That is just one small aspect of what we do. It has got an honest-to-God menu to it, including adult daycare, health care services, in-care services, advocacy, legal assistance, benefits. The list goes on. I am very proud to represent Pettis County and advocate for our very multi-cultural, many ethnicities, and am looking forward to advocating consistently in a nonpartisan way. But also, I need your help because from what I understand, they like hearing from us when those bills are on their menu for votes. So your appreciation or consideration would be appreciated. Thanks.
Thank you, Renee.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Good evening. My name is Maxim Zovko, address 1400 East 14th Street, Stellar, Missouri. Request for a change. The code is 643711C. It's I have pigeons. I used to have pigeons, not anymore. I have an out of city right now property. And in this code it says no more than total 25 domestic chickens. These ducks or turkeys shall be permitted in each 20,000 square feet of open area. And it says no other birds or fowl other than those stated in the subjection are permitted to be kept outside of the property located within the city limits, included but not limited to amos, peacocks, ostrich. Sorry if I didn't pronounce right. I have pigeons. It's nothing to do with the chickens. I have expensive pigeons. It's a hobby, and I fly them. I used to fly them like they usually fly in 15 minutes, tumble 3-4 times, and they come back straight to the loft. They're not sitting in the neighbors. When I used to live in Sacramento, California, they allow me to have them. If they told me if we're gonna have complaints from the neighbors, if they sit in the roofs, then you have to remove them. But if it's your pet, you can have them. And plus, pigeons, it's totally different than the chickens. They're small, and my son, I have kids, and he usually always after school he play with them. He fly them. I have all the pictures, video how he's trained them, all this stuff, and I just why I cannot have them in the city limits if they're in a beautiful cage. And I asked if I can have them inside in the house. They told me no. Same thing in the house, and same thing with the parrots. We don't have parrots over here, so I cannot have parrots to them. And can I have pigeons? At least, I don't know, 20 of them. Because, usually I have pigeons. If I thought I have, usually like 30 or 40, if I have pigeons, there's like 8 pair to breed them. Because I have to put the bands, everything put in the system. I have everything in the computer. Whose grandpa, whose father, who's really good bloodline, who's not that good. So I have to keep them and I fly them, usually hog. When I start flying them, couple months, I'm gonna use like 30 of them. So I have to keep them a little bit more to choose which better, and plus I'm losing a lot of them. It's anyway, to adjust, to have it's a hobby. I'm not eating them. I'm not drinking eggs because they can have only 2 eggs. In 2 months, they sit in the eggs 18 days, and plus after that they have to breed, give food to the babies. So another 21 to 23 days. So if it's possible to have them inside the city limits, I can show you pictures what kind of case I have. It's everything custom. I put a lot of money over there. And
If you leave your contact information with me after the meeting, we'll look into it and get back to you.
thank you so much.
These are homing pigeons?
No, I have tumblers and Ukrainian sky cutters. They just usually go up and down. They're not making any circles. And homing pigeons, they usually flying away from the house. But my son, he took some of them too. I live close to the Parkview Elementary School, and
I didn't hear your address.
1400 East 14th Street. It's Parkview Elementary School. It's a couple blocks from over there.
Okay.
And all the neighbors, they was happy. They was enjoying sitting when they fly them. When I told them, they're like, no way, it's not possible. It's nothing there. I'm like, how it is? So I move all the, one pigeon left staying over there because I have to build a house out of city limits. But one left already in my friend's property. Some of the pigeons I give to Arkansas, my friends over there, because it's really nice. Bloodline, I cannot lose them. I have to keep them. So right now I'm kind of, I'm trying to, people give me hope. I'm trying to, at least, to do something that maybe I can, because my son has actually asked me, can I go with him? I don't know, first time here, I don't know if he can go with me or not. Because he has his own 4 pigeons. It's his I bought the Ben's, custom Ben's phone number a year when he born, and I have all those pages. I mean, I don't know if you can understand because it's huggy, and some people drinking beer and do whatever they want after. I like to come and enjoy how they flying after work.
All right, we'll check into it.
Thank you so much.
Anyone else?
Mayor, would that fall under the 3-pet thing, or would it be like the chickens? I don't think there's no limit on chickens, so you can't.
Oh, I believe there is.
Yes.
I don't want to research. We've had that discussion before about the chickens.
Okay, well, having heard nothing further from the gallery, I'll go ahead and entertain a motion to leave closed door session.
Motion to move to closed door session for, what do we move for? Real estate, legal advice, and negotiating contracts.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Robinson? Yes. Oldham is absent. Marshall?
Yes.
Bogus?
Yes.
Miller?
Yes.
Cross?
Yes.
Foster?
Yes.
Bliss?
Yes.
This conference will now be recorded.
Drive till last week.
He shouldn't count on. Yeah?
Motion to adjourn.
Second. Thank you, guys.